Hey YouTube, it's Erin and I am the Handbag Housewife and I'm back again with another video. Today's video is going to be about a fake or replica soft tabby in the denim. This is my bag. This is not fake. This is a genuine bag that I purchased directly from Coach before they went on sale. In fact, I don't think that this is on sale yet, but I will link it below if I can find it regardless of whether it's on sale or not. But today's video is going to try to help you not get scammed like one of my subscribers did. One of my subscribers who's very active in the comments, her name is Nikki, she sent me an email the other day asking me for help. She wanted to know if the bag she had got from eBay Australia was a real Coach Denim Soft Tabby or a fake. So she sent me several pictures and I'm going to include some of those throughout this video and show you how that bag compares to this bag. And maybe that'll help you know what to look for when you're buying on these pre-loved or resale websites. So the issue we have is that unless we're buying it from a department store or Coach or some other retail store, it's really hard to know anything about the seller we're buying from. We can look at certain things like their reviews, and we can look at their history, how long have they been around. We can look at comments that are made on them. We can look at what they've sold in the past. And trust me, I've done all of these things and still gotten scammed. So what happens when you get the item? What do? Well, you have to check it carefully. And if you can, compare it to the real thing that perhaps a friend has, or maybe that I have. You can send me a message, and if I have it, I will send you pictures of mine. And that way you can know if you have the real deal. There are also authentication type websites out there. I don't know, and perhaps that's something I should look into, if there's a good authentication website for Coach and like Marc Jacobs, let's say. I'll at least Google that, and if there is some kind of an authentication website that I can link, I will. But today I want to talk about Nikki's experience with her bag from eBay. So there were several things, and I'm going to glance down and look at my notes as we go. But the first thing that Nikki noticed was that the glazing was wrong. The glazing, if you can see it here, it's kind of a muted red. It's not quite a burgundy color, but it's definitely not a bright red. And I'm going to insert a picture of Nikki's tag right here. Now, there are other parts of the bag that I will show you where you will see that the glazing on Nikki's bag is very bright, but that was the first thing that stood out to her, I think, was the tag, how bright that red was against the vachetta leather. The next thing I want to point out is that when you look at this story patch on the inside, mine has a series of letters and numbers and then a dash and another section. Well, Nikki's bag, the second half matched, but what they did is they basically copied and pasted that part over to this side. So I do not believe that the story patch on Nikki's bag was authentic. And I can put a picture of hers. It's a little bit blurry and you can see mine here. Well, but mine has different letters and numbers here than it does in the second half. Hers is a duplicate on both sides. I should have prefaced this whole video by saying I am not an authenticator. I do not know what I'm doing. All I'm doing is comparing the characteristics of one bag to another and pointing out to you what I see are the differences. And if I see enough big differences between a bag I got from a resale website like eBay or Vestiaire Collective or Poshmark, between one of those bags and one that I know came directly from Coach, let's say, that's when I have cause for concern. The next thing I want to show you is this part right here. And I just want to show it to you. I think there's a little bit of differences in the shape of the leather on her bag. And then also the glazing on her bag here is just super, super red and it looks sloppy to me. So I'll insert some pictures right here so you can check the difference. I didn't get a picture of her zipper head to check and see if it was the same manufacturer like I did with the Marc Jacobs bags where it was YKK across the board. But there were enough other signs that I could tell that, in my opinion, it looked fishy. Like, I think she has a fake bag. One thing she said is when she opened the bag, there was a huge synthetic smell. And she asked me if my bag smelled like leather. And I said, well, I mean, I sniffed it. No, not really. I mean, it doesn't not smell like leather, but it's not like a strong leather smell like some of my bags have. I don't have any question that my bag is leather, but you know, some leather has more of a chance to air out and has less of a smell to begin with. I think it probably depends on the cow and the cow's hormones and how old the cow was and all that. I don't know. I'm not into cow hormones, but probably there's lots of factors to go into whether your leather smells like really strong leather. And this bag, maybe faintly, but it doesn't have a strong synthetic smell like the bag that she got had. Okay, so the next thing I want to point out is I do not think that she has her bag buckled in the pictures that I have, but to me, the flap looks really long. Like, even if she did buckle it, it's not pushed up at the top in the photos that I have, but yet the flap part looks like it's really low to me. Like, there's nowhere it would go up here without gapping if she did fasten it down here and then have this space right there, if that makes any sense. The other thing I noticed is if you look at my bag, it looks distressed. When I looked at her bag, and she did send me a few video clips, but I feel like that the pictures speak a few more words than the video did. But you can see, like right here, there's fading there. There's just a little bit of imperfection that Coach was going for. And to make this bag look a little bit older and a little bit more worn. And I don't see that as much on Nikki's bag. I tried to fasten this the same way that Nikki did in her picture. But one thing I was looking at is it looks to me like the shape of these pieces looks a little different than the ones that I see in the photo of her bag. And the stitching around the edges of this piece on her bag is just not centered quite as nicely or done quite as nicely. So that's another thing. And then I just figured out this fact. If you look at my bag, and this is hard to focus on, so I may have to take a photo and insert it here. But it says Coach across the top and Coach across the bottom on all of these little clips. Hers, the Coach is from side to side. So it's Coach across the side and then Coach across this side. And I looked at so many of my Coach straps and they're all like this one that I got directly from Coach. So that was a subtle difference that I noticed. Another difference I noticed was that on Nikki's tag that the Coach, it looks pretty good, but the New York to me just wasn't nearly as crisp and the N looks wrong to me on the New York part of this stamp. The last thing. And then another thing I was able to pick out is if you look here on the strap, and again, I'm going to have to insert pictures of my own bag because this is just not, it's not working with the ring light. If you look right there, you can see it says Coach on the side of the buckle, and hers does too, but the font is off. It's like the letters are not curved at all to follow the lines of the buckle like the ones on my bag. So I'm going to insert a picture of hers and of my bag right now. The biggest thing that gave it away for me was when she showed me this part. So she opened this up, sent me a picture, and the stitching here was yellow on her bag. And I'll insert a picture of that here. And then on top of that, my snap here says Coach Coach on it, and hers has a series of jumbled numbers and letters. So I had seen a few things that I was suspicious about prior to seeing that, but when I saw that, that really sealed the deal for me. And I said, nope, I'm pretty sure that this is a replica. And so what she did is she contacted the seller from eBay Australia, and she sent a few of the pictures of my bag, told her that she believed that the item was not authentic. And the seller said, it is authentic. It's from Coach Canada Outlet. That's why there may be some differences. And of course, we know, well, a lot of us know, you can get on different Coach websites around the world if you live in the United States. You can get on Coach Canada. You can't order and have them shipped to you in the United States, but you can get on and look. I've got on and ordered stuff from the UK, had it sent to a forwarding service called Skypacks, and then have Skypacks send the item to me, because sometimes other countries get exclusive items. But in the case of the Soft Tabby bag in the denim, this is not something that is made in a very similar fashion for the outlet. The bags that are in the chambray type fabric for the outlet do not look anything like this. And that's regardless of whether it's the United States, Canada, Australia, anywhere. And the fact that the seller said she got it from Coach Canada and that's why there were some subtle differences, that was just kind of, what's the word? That was a bluff, or that was something trying to get Nikki to just accept the bag and go on. The seller granted Nikki a full refund. So there is a happy end to this story. Nikki shipped the item back to the seller. Before the seller even received the item, the refund was granted. Nikki did not have to involve eBay at all, which is such a blessing to not have to go through a battle. And so this story has a happy ending, but not all stories do. And a lot of stories end up with a lot more struggle to get your money back. So if you can look at some of these items in the photographs before you get the bag, that would be ideal. Once you get it, you're kind of at a point where you have to fight for yourself. But if you can avoid buying it altogether, that would be the best thing. The problem is a lot of these sellers don't show you pictures of the actual bag you're going to get. They'll show you stock photos and they'll say, oh, the bag's all wrapped up. I don't want to unwrap it to show you. Well, that may be true in some cases, but in others, it's just so that they can send you something different. I've had this happen to me before, and I didn't know how to stand up for myself. Now I do. You have resources when you buy through these resale websites to stand up for yourself and say, look, I know that this brand makes these things in this way. Like, for example, the creed, or the way they glaze things, or the clips on the hardware. I mean, you have a lot of different ways that you can point out to eBay or Poshmark or Vestiaire, what is wrong with this item that you got? You just have to make yourself aware of what to look for. So I hope this video has been helpful for you, and that you maybe have figured out a way to protect yourself that maybe you didn't know was an option before. The ideal situation is to avoid buying any replica or fake bags. We don't want to do that. But in the situation where you accidentally do, at least with this bag, the Soft Tabby, and now also with the Marc Jacobs Mini, the tote bag, you've got some resources. I'm going to also link in the description box ways that I shop on some of these resale websites. I did a video on it, just things to look out for, so that if you haven't seen that, you can go check that out and maybe just add another layer of protection to yourself. And as far as getting a bag, if this happens to you and you know I have the bag in my collection, feel free to reach out and I will do my best to help you with photographs from what I have, because I know that everything in my collection is authentic. I know that I can help out if I do have that same bag. I am happy to do that. So if you enjoy content like this, please give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Do it and ring the notification bell. That way you are notified of exciting new content such as this. Also, you can find me on Instagram at The Handbag Housewife, and email is another option. It is thehandbaghousewife@gmail.com. I have sold a lot of items recently. I still have both of those Willis bags left in the metallic soft gold, as well as the red apple, the Willis 18 that's quilted. If you have any interest in that, please reach out to me. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Bye.